Hi everyone, again Mike from Denture Implant Center. One of the procedures that we do that's kind of a little bit separates us from other practices per se is that we use a program called the ARCUSdigma. What the ARCUSdigma does is it measures the condylar movements of your natural jaw. So we can finally take measurements of your jaw function, apply that to a articulator in the lab that we can program, so when we build dentures, we're not building the dentures into a standardized or a static bite where it's just a centric relation. We can actually set the teeth so they function to the same angulations and movements as the patient's natural jaw. So we're here today with Tina. Tina's been brave enough to allow us to record this today. Thanks Tina for doing that. So we're just going to get it. So we've already kind of established, we have our facebow on, we've established our position of the maxilla as it sits between the condyles. We have our pin tracer in the mouth. We're going to attach our tracking fork here to the fork on the mouth, and we're going to kind of go through the process of tracking the jaw movements. So we're going to record the screen, not so much myself. We're going to watch the screen. As Tina's moving her jaw, we're going to see the screen moving at the same thing. And what that program is doing is it's tracking the angulations of the jaw function. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so now, is all we're going to do, we're going to walk through the measurements first. So you're just going to hold them together, slide your jaw straight forward, slide back, good. So that stop point is going to be our start and stop point of every movement. So from that point, you can just go to your left side, back to the center, and to the right side, back to the center. So those are the measurements, the movements we're going to make, okay? Now we'll start our process. Slide your jaw straight forward, and back. Over there. Slide forward, and back. Good, over there. Forward and back. Good. So, as you can see, we did a digital or ARCUSdigma process today, procedure. At the end of the day, what we're looking at on the screen is with complete dentures, we're looking for the condylar movements. So we can adjust the articulation in the lab to represent their natural jaw. And then when we set the teeth, when we use lingualized occlusion, anatomical design. So we set the teeth to function in relationship to the natural movement of the jaw. So what we have is, on the right joint, when the patient's going protrusive forward and back, the right joint's rotating, it's 16.7 degrees angulation. The left joint was 11.6. So it's a little bit, there's a variance. Natural anatomy, like our shoulders and our hips, we work at the same time, but we're never in symmetrical balance as a human being. So this represents that. When the patient was sliding, going to the left side, moving the jaw to the left, the right joint's rotating at 7.2. When they were going to the right, we're at 6.2. Immediate side shift, so ISS represents immediate side shift. Sometimes patients will get trauma to the jaw or trauma to the jaw where like a shoulder can be in and out of the socket. So if there's any movement internally within the condyle, it would represent from either 0.0, 0.5, 1.0, and so forth. Shift angle is kind of like if you think of your natural teeth sliding forward edge to edge and you come past, your jaw may rotate. So it gives us a detailed image, so there's -20 rotation. So we're taking, it's basically when you slide edge to edge, front teeth, you go past, the jaw's going to rotate down. So it represents what angulation is that rotation. So we take these records, we go in the lab and we have a programmable articulator that we can preset before we start setting the teeth into function. Then we do a try-in. After this point, we're going to have the patient back in. We're going to do what's called a wax try-in, where all the teeth are set in a wax mold to represent the denture. We can then follow and track all the movements to represent the teeth. So yeah, new technology. I mean, it works, and we're pretty happy to be able to offer that to our patients. Thanks.